Hey everybody, it's Mike.
And Katie.
And we're coming at you with episode 88. What are we talking about?
It's the end. It's the Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
That's right, we're finishing our long walk on this episode of Cup of Rad. Hey, how y'all doing? That's awesome. How's it going, Katie?
I'm doing great. Summer is actually here finally. It's only the end of July, middle of
She
July.
complains about this constantly, but then it's going to hit with vengeance.
And then I look at the weather, I'm like, oh god,
turn
it's
into
so
a giant
warm.
sweat box, and we're all just going to be lying on the floor like dogs.
Yeah, I know.
And crying because it's too hot. So, because it hasn't been warm enough to go to the lake yet.
Never mind. Boo-hoo. Summer is here. I'm so sad. Is that better?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
A little bit. I've been really enjoying the mild weather.
I can't complain. I work in air conditioning.
Yeah.
You are at home in the sweatbox.
Yeah.
So I guess I really can't complain. You know what? I'm okay. This weather is nice right now. 10 days from now when it's supposed to be in the, high 20s, low 30s Celsius, that's going to be a bit of a, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I think you and Kiddo can just go hang out at the river.
Might have to.
What are we drinking today, Mike?
I don't know. What are we drinking?
We're drinking some Okanagan Spring, actually. It's a Summerland Blackberry Ale.
Yeah, we got lazy. We just went to the liquor store.
Not lazy. They weren't open, so we had to go to the liquor store. True. So it's like, okay, well, when we go to the liquor store, then we can try something different.
Yeah.
And so this was a whole summer pack, which has been fun to try different things. Sometimes we have a hard time buying packs because they come usually with an IPA.
Yeah, IPA or a honey.
Yeah, and so not something that we would drink. So this one we actually had ones that we were all interested in, and a couple that we already knew too. So this one's got a lot of changes of profile. Like it smells like you're drinking juice.
Yeah.
Then you get beer, and then you have a little bit. Then you get the ale.
Yeah.
It's like layers. It's complex.
Ooh, fancy words.
Fancy.
Not a lot's been going on, which is weird.
No, not really. I mean, the whole world has been weird.
No, but even just for us, we haven't really been, even though we've been going to Toy Traders.
We've actually gone to the gym. That's why.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
What we're doing.
I finally got you to watch Umbrella Academy.
Yes, and I am sad that it took me this long. Of course, why would I not enjoy it if Mike did? We got a couple episodes left of the first season.
3 episodes, I think.
And every single time it ends right now, I'm like, I want to watch more.
Well, because we're watching it so late, so it's hard to binge. So.
Well, and they're long; they're full-on hour episodes, right? And but I already listened to the soundtrack that you had already when you first watched it, and I do love the inclusion of the music in the episodes.
Yeah,
and that is always a huge thing for me, and I love music choices. And so that's kind of an extra highlight for me. But the story is really complex in the way it's being told and all the different people, and I think they're all interesting in their own right. There's good and bad for them, and there's they're very complex, and it's really interesting.
It was really fun seeing because I knew what was happening, and you trying to piece things together, but then not wanting to ask me, so I don't end up
any sort of facial, because the night before or so, I had this idea of something of how things were going to go, and I'm like, I told you. No, I don't want to say anything because no matter what how you react, it will give me an idea of whether I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
And so then the next episode, it started playing out, and I'm like, that's what I thought. And so you just smiled, and it was like, yep, okay.
It's kind of fun seeing it though, because usually you're experiencing everything together, right?
Yeah.
So then seeing it unfold for you,
because it's really hard for me not to say, I wonder if this is happening, right? Because I know that you. I know your expression so well, so I'm like, don't say anything at all, because I will know something, and I'm trying not to look it up or saying, I wish this is this and everything. Can I ask though, does the first season at least have a somewhat of an ending to the arc, or is it a full-on cliffhanger, nothing gets resolved? Because we only got 3 episodes left, and there seems like there's a lot to happen. It
has an ending, but it has a cliffhanger ending.
Okay, but is it at least an arc feel then, you said?
Kind of.
Not good enough. Okay.
Kind of.
Never mind. So, am I going to have my usual? No! no,
well,
it's over.
It's not going to be that. It's not going to be because by the time we finish it, season 2 will drop because it drops on the 31st. So we'll roll right into that.
There is that too. Yeah.
So I've been delaying watching any more Doctor Who because we're on the last season that we've watched of the modern Doctor Who.
This is the end.
So I've been putting that off watching because I kind of like don't want it to end.
So why are we still delayed on Supernatural?
You know what? I am really disappointed with the final season of Supernatural. We got 4 episodes to get caught up and to where it went on break. And I can't do it.
It's a task. It's a chore every time. It feels
tedious. And it's sad because I love that show. I loved that show, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's really makes me sad to see how dull it's become.
It's been too many years of the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it used to be enough where it was like, okay, it's a new season, something different they're fighting. And it's been so long of angels and demons and God.
Yeah.
And it's gone on too long.
Yeah, we watch one episode and then we feel burnt out from it.
Well, I remember thinking it would have been totally fine to end on the 10th season.
Yeah, I remember when it was 5th season.
I know, but still after that, then it was like, okay, no, 10, we're going to be good. Like, we'll wrap it up. And I can't believe it's gone on for another 5 seasons.
No, this last season started out really strong. And then that arc ended in like 3 episodes. And then this arc seems to be going on. And I don't know. It's weird.
We've watched it from the beginning. We've seen everything. Like, we need to finish it off.
Yeah, it's feeling out of a need, not as much of an enjoyment.
Yeah.
Which is
exactly
sad.
So it's like,
because that's how kind of Game of Thrones kind of felt too, though.
Very much so.
It felt more like, well, we have
to watch the end of this. Yeah. And I am happy that eventually, when it ever does show it back up again, we will get to watch it live, and then maybe that will help keep us on the train going for it. And then because we know we'll have the spaces between things for it, and just be done with it, right? Kind of funny. We wanted to watch it live originally, but then we fell behind because we weren't really enjoying it that much. But what's really weird is going back and watching all these episodes that recorded in Christmas time and seeing Christmas ads and shopping and all the weird, like, you don't realize how different ads are even now than they were back then because people aren't marketing the same way too. But definitely the Christmas is weird.
Right.
All this holiday stuff. We're like, what the?
Any time is going to be weird now. The Christmas ads are going to be strange. Oh,
I know.
Everything's going to be 2020. Going to be strange.
Yep. So yeah, that's we've been all. It's all like, so what do we? Oh, we're watching Umbrella Academy. Yeah. Until we're done. And then
we finally finished. We got caught up and finished What We Do in Shadows.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty funny.
That one had sometimes it can be a little bit dull. This one was really funny. And then I finally finished My Little Pony.
You did.
It was only from last fall, I didn't really want it to end, and the season before there was a lot of it that I wasn't really enjoying as much. And I was really liking the episodes when it was the main 6 again, and that was really fun. But I'm glad they kind of moved away from just the school, and that was because that was getting just tedious and boring. Yeah. And so this last season here, I just didn't want it to end. And then we watched episode 24, and it was a part 1. So we're watching this, and I'm like, there's a episode 26 that looks like an epilogue. It was supposed to be in the future idea. Yeah. There is no part 2 recorded on the PVR, and we didn't know that. And it's been sitting there, as I say, since October? Yeah. So we never had a chance to catch any of the reruns of it if it had shown up, and it wasn't on demand. So we had to dig through YouTube, and you found luckily ones that were all like snippets, little shorts, and it all played together. So thank goodness, because it would have been horrific if I hadn't been able to see that. So that at least is all done now, and sadness. But
my problem with the ending to that series was the fact that Discord's the dude that set everything up, and then he doesn't get punished.
It's like, oh, silly Discord,
right? Like that was a weird.
Well, he just because he was able to, he did something helpful. I don't think he was meaning to do it maliciously, but at the same time, that was a really bad choice for him to pick out the most horrible villains, trick them into it. Like, that was something when it happened, I'm like, did that really just happen? That doesn't seem right. Like, did we miss something? Discord's the bad guy literally all along this time. And yeah, he didn't mean to be doing it, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe because he actually, when all the magic came back in the helmet, he actually did give it back right away. Yeah. I don't know.
It was just a weird thought to me of like, he literally confessed to being like the orchestrator of bringing everyone back.
I don't understand why did they have to do that? It wouldn't have made it any better, honestly. Or any worse for it to just be the actual bad guy if it had been him. But it was the idea, though, that he respected Twilight so much that he wanted to give her a handicap and try to make her better. It was like that weird reverse Flash thing, right? Yeah, I guess he was just trying to make them better. He was just trying to help and give her confidence to be able to rule, because he trusted that she could do anything. Yeah. So it was that concept that if you just keep pushing, then they'll always rally together. And he trusted them so much to defeat. I don't think, maybe he just never even questioned that there was a possibility they could lose. Yeah. So that's why he thought they would be able to defeat everything. But yeah. So it was interesting. It was a little more deep and emotional almost with that than you would have expected, which was cool because I like some of that. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the finale though, but it was a couple before that, and there was a Three Amigos reference in the episode, and it was so fabulous because he says, are we amigos? And they all dressed up in the full mariachi outfits that were all black and white, and I just lost it. I was so excited. I don't know if you watched the rest of the episode. Yeah, I was a little laughing. Well, that's one of my favorite things with the graphic novel is those pop culture references and Easter eggs that are in it. They're in every single one. Like, you have to actually look at everything in the background of the graphic novels. And that's what's great. You'll have a weird sign that'll say something. And it's not just all about what's going on right there. I mean, the one time the actual focus of the cell was something totally different. And Pinkie Pie's in the background, like full on Little Mermaiding up on the rock with water and everything. And just completely just in the background. There was nothing to do with what was actually happening, and it was just hilarious. So that's an excellent series. There you go. Something to read. Yeah. Anyway, that's what life of My Little Pony fan over here. Hey, well, no, it's totally cool. Yeah. So we're here for what? Well, we come to the end of our epic walk. This is it's even just a fraction of what you actually have to go through to get through Lord of the Rings. You put all three of these episodes together, it still is just a tiny, minute piece of it. But if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan and you don't care to watch them, you listen to these 3 episodes and you get it in a fraction of the time. Right? It's like, and then you can Lord of the Rings. Yeah, and then it's the Cliff Notes version so that you can then go to your friends and be like, I know Lord of the Rings. I totally do. Cup of Rat, help me out. Yeah. We got your back. Yeah, so there you go. If you never want to see it, then boom, here we go. You ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Beer in hand. Ready? On it. Ready? Okay, so Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, it opens up and you find out these nice little hobbit dudes are fishing on their boat and they're all happy. They're all like, woo, we're happy. You can tell that they probably had a few pints on their boat, so probably not the safest option. And smoking. As they're yeah, they're probably into the weed. And then so they're all like, woo, we're fishing. And then you find out the one guy is Smeagol, and which you know from before. And then he's all like really happy that his friend caught a fish, but the fish is too big for the little hobbit dude and gets yanked into the water, and he goes, body surfing through the water, scuba dives it. And then he lets go because he's like, damn, that fish is too big and heavy. So he lets go his fishing rod. And he looks down and is like, damn, dude, there's something shiny in here. Grabs it, and then Smeagol pulls him out, and then he saves him. And then they're like, hey, check this thing out. I found this gold shiny thing. Smeagol's all like, that's mine. He's like, no, I found it. I said, bitch. Right? Oh, it's mine. Smeagol's like, no, it's mine. And the dude stone cold kills his friend instantly. Right? Like, there is, like, no love lost. Like, immediate evil. Like, you can... Wow. He just, like, it corrupted him. He was, like, right there, apparently, on the precipice of corruption. Yeah. It was just, like, slight tip on the scales, and it was like, precious, you're mine, you're gone. Murders the dude. Right, yeah. Grabs the ring, pieces out, and goes into a hole, rips his clothes off, and starts getting all gray and wrinkly, like something from a horror movie. Yeah. As he festers away in his little pit, and he's all like, my precious,
as he's, doing things with that ring.
I was waiting for that.
And, one thing that's kind of wild with that, though, is how, they have the makeup and you start seeing his eyes start sinking in. He goes from having like the normally kind of human eyes and they start sinking in and skeletal, and then they get all the big and like
very orbital.
And it's creepy to see.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because then you see Smeagol and you see Gollum and you can see how much they look alike, but how different how much he is degraded.
Yeah.
It's just really crazy, right? So yeah, now you have how easily it could corrupt him. So then it gives you a whole another sense of how strong and good Frodo is.
Yeah.
That he's been able to hold on to this thing for so long. And it's like, well, the shit that he's feeling right now is really impressive if this is the strength of this ring to be able to have over someone. So he must be like the most pure hobbit on the planet to begin with.
Well, it's like how much of a stone cold gangster was Smeagol in his real life? Like that he would just like see something shiny and just like pop just down.
Right?
Pop a fool with my rocks. So then we find out that the crew from the Helm's Deep is looking to find out what happened over at Isengard.
Yeah.
And because they're still trying to find Merry and Pippin. And you find that Merry and Pippin have just totally hotboxed the kitchen with their weed, and they are happy as shit. They're just like, they're eating whatever.
The trees came and saved us.
Yeah.
And we're eating now and we're good.
Right? Little do you know that probably the Ents don't actually exist.
Yeah.
They were just Merry and Pippin tripping balls on all that, acid-laced meth that Saruman was cooking up.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He's got that, like, LSD
this
weed.
Giant meth lab that he had for the soldiers. Oh, okay, there we go.
Right?
Yeah,
well, how else do you get all those guys on you? So they're all there. They're all like, "What up, Gandalf?" And
look what we did.
They never really even question that Gandalf comes back. You notice that? There's never like, "Hey, wait a minute."
That was the first time they had seen him?
Yeah.
I thought he said that I thought they had seen the White Wizard.
Or maybe they did, but they glazed over it. They didn't really like.
They never really talked about it.
They should never showed it or nothing. Even if they just said it was a line of dialogue, but it was passable.
Weird.
Right?
So then Saruman's up on the top of the tower yelling
and he's all like, "I'm a hellfire with my meth, you redneck sons of bitches." And Wormtongue's like, "Yeah, I'm his bitch now." And he's got his little like feathery bow on. He's like, Chucky's up there doing his little dance.
I forgot his name is Chucky.
With Dracula, and they're up there, and Gandalf and all them like, "You've lost, fool. We're gonna tear this thing down. You can't tear it down," and blah blah blah. And
there's some smack talk happening.
Wormtongue's all like, "But I love you," and he's like, "I don't love you, bitch," and he backhands him. It's all the subtext. It's in there.
Yeah.
And
trust us.
Saruman's all like, "You know what? You know your place. You get on your knees." And Wormtongue's like, "No way." And then they back and forth. And then Wormtongue goes to shank him, and Saruman's all like, "What?"
Well, then doesn't Legolas shoot?
Yeah, he goes to shoot. Yeah.
He shoots. He's the one that shoots him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saruman falls. So I love that no one actually killed him. He actually, his own arrogance and clumsiness and whatever, is he just falls off of the cliff.
Off the tower.
Not the tower, yeah. And then he gets impaled. And then
he just and he hits that, and that thing like rips through his chest.
Yeah. There's no way he's
and
alive.
no one's shocked. That's what I love like, that. Oh, he literally falls from this giant tower, gets like this 12-inch spike ripping through his chest like a alien movie moment. And everyone just like, cool, there's cool, not cool. Even like a, cool. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. Okay. And then he's gonna say it.
And then he gets turned around on a water wheel and he gets smushed.
Well, drowned, and even if he was still alive, he's like waterboards himself as he's going under the water.
So he's like extra dead. We hope.
They really wanted it to know that, he died. Like
he fell, he was impaled, he was drowned, he was crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Rasputin. We did all these things to him just to make sure he was dead.
Yeah. So then
Mary's all like, whoa, guys, there's something in the water. And we all know that Mary is a curious bitch. And he's up for anything. And he's into things. And he's all like, there's something there. It's shiny. He's having his whole Gollum moment.
Yes.
And he finds this orb and he like starts tripping balls a little bit. And then Gandalf grabs it from him and wraps him in his cloak. And Mary's all like, but that's my shit. I found it. Finders keepers.
It's my shiny ball.
Right? And, Gandalf's like, you can't look at this thing. It'll drive you to madness.
Yeah.
Because I'm Gandalf and I'm badass and everyone else is.
And I know I know things.
Name sauce.
Oh, and so then we have a moment back with Frodo and Sam and Gollum here, and you have Gollum talking about his plan to feed the hobbits to her. You don't know what her is yet. You just know more and more that he is making a plan of killing them and taking the ring.
And they're all lost in this like spiry looking like forest thing. Just
full on desolate awfulness. Yeah. And he's planning. Plotting. And so what's next?
Then you got when everyone's sleeping because they're all getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Mary's all like, you know what, Pippin? I need to get my hand on that ball. That shiny ball.
I need that shiny ball, man.
I need to touch that thing. I need to caress it. Stroke it even. Because if I don't get that shiny ball in my hand, my life is not complete. Pippin's like, dude, leave Gandalf's balls alone. And Pippin's like, no, it's not Gandalf's balls.
It's my balls.
It's my balls.
No, look, there are multiple balls now.
Yeah, there's multiple balls.
Just one ball. Just Uno ball.
So then he goes off and he like sneaks in there all Indiana Jones and grabs onto this thing. And then like Sauron's eye shows up and like blasts him.
Then you see that, you're like, no, why'd you touch the damn ball?
Right? And as I say, his curiosity gets him.
Yeah.
But this is one of the times where as much as it didn't necessarily go great for him as he writhed in pain and they had to like pry it from his hands.
It was like glued to him.
Yeah,
right?
it was like searing into his flesh as he like
electrocuting him almost, right? Yeah. But they needed the information that he got.
Yeah, they find out that he's all like, you know what? There's some stuff's gonna go down, apparently. I saw some things. And Gandalf's like, oh, what'd you see, man? And they were like, yeah, I saw things. And so then they gonna go find out about Gondor. Right?
Yeah.
So
well, then, he finds out. He sees the city with the king's tree and the towers and everything. So he knows that the next where Sauron is thinking about is Gondor, right?
Yeah. So that's when Gandalf and Mary hop on a horse and peace out.
Yes.
To go try to find.
So then Mary is like, he gets punished by having to be taken off and ride for 3-something days to Gondor in this rush to try to convince them that they need to call for help and rally for everyone, right? So
because they need the help of the Gondor needs Rohan to fight in the war.
Mm-hmm.
So then this is when you find out more about Arwen and she's dreaming and she's dying and all that. So go back to the last episode and listen to that again.
Well, in the meantime, too, you also have the maiden of Rohan there is falling more and more for Aragorn.
Eowyn.
There you go.
Eowyn.
She's just going to be the maiden.
Eowyn.
The blonde-haired chick from Rohan. She's you're super sexy.
I was gonna say she's also in Sabrina now. So
yeah, she's like
Miranda Otto.
She's It makes me feel like, because I forget then how long ago these were.
Mm-hmm.
She's so much older in that one. It's like, what? She's not the same person. Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah. So we get to Gondor,
Minas Tirith,
and you just see the steward. That he's not king, but he totally thinks he's king. And he
rules it as king, though.
Yeah, right.
He thinks he's the man, and he's just slimy and
I mean, how could he not be? I mean, look at him. Anyone who's like they all just have this. He looks like Wormtongue.
Yeah,
he's just
corrupted,
right? Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, I understand it to a certain point. He's been in power, and then all of a sudden, people are walking in and being like, "You don't deserve this." But he's not doing a good job, obviously. I mean.
He's ruling out of fear.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any respect for any of that or calling for help. He's too proud for anything like that, right? So, but it's cool because you get to see all the awesome statues there. You get to learn about the tree that blooms when there is the king around, and it's, of course, dead, which is, like, super magical.
Well, then Gandalf's all like, you gotta light these fires, you gotta call for help.
And he's
like, I'm not calling for help, and blah, 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 blah. And what help did I get from you guys? Because my son went with you and he died. Like, what do you know about this? And Mary's like, well, he died saving me. And then he's all like, what? Why would he save a little pipsqueak like you? And he's like...
Yeah, he's really... I mean, you already just, with how you see him, how he treats Faramir.
Yeah.
He's... Faramir, sorry. How awful he is.
Yeah.
He's just scumbag with that, right?
So then Mary ends up saying, you know what? Because Romeo saved my life, I'm going to pledge you my life, right?
Yes.
And Gandalf's
he's trying to help, and Gandalf's like,
dude, that's not why we're here. Come on, man.
Because he literally tells him, don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say a word.
But you know what? He still doesn't learn.
This is where his curiosity gets his
to Gandalf. You mean he was right.
Right.
So he gets himself in trouble again.
Big trouble. So then we jump back and we find out that Sam and Frodo are trying to get
closer to the tower. It's just never ending.
Yeah.
And Sam is like, no, dude, Gollum is definitely...
Some shady. Yeah.
He is trying to kill you. Yeah. He is not on your side. He is trying to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And Frodo, of course,
it's like, no,
being all strung out on the ring power, can't hear him otherwise.
No, right? Dude, me and him are bros. I trust him. It's all good.
Yeah. So this is this outlying town outside.
Oh, we're saying Mary. It's actually Pippin.
It is Mary?
No, it's Pippin.
I know. I said it. Sorry.
We're saying Mary.
We are.
Yeah.
See?
You should have recorded right after we watched it.
This is what happens. They all blend together. I have a hard time with their names back and forth, honestly. Not gonna lie.
I'm calling us on it. We made a mistake. Whoops. Oh, well.
So apparently
still the gist. It's the same Hobbit, basically.
Oh, God. You just made everyone more mad. They're not the same Hobbit. They're totally different.
Basically.
They look the same.
They're
almost.
two drunk, weed-smoking Mobbits. There you go. Lord of the Rings done with Muppets. Boom.
That would be fabulous.
Right?
Wow. Can you just imagine that?
Right?
I like it. Like, wow.
Now who would now let's go on a tangent. Who would you cast?
I know, he's Sesame Street, but can Big Bird be Gandalf?
No.
Why not? He's huge. He's awesome.
So? But he's a Sesame Street.
Okay, they're still Muppets.
Yeah, but...
You're like, it's not the Muppets.
It's not the same.
Okay, who would Kermit be?
I think Kermit should be Gandalf.
Ah.
Right? Because he's the OG.
Is Gonzo going to be Frodo then? He's the purest of heart. He's the most childlike.
No. No.
Okay.
You gotta have... Actually, well, no, hold on. Kermit should be Aragorn.
Yeah. And Miss Piggy can be the elf.
Then Fozzie is definitely gonna have to be the dwarf.
Yes.
Gimli. Gonzo has to be...
Legolas. Then.
Legolas, yeah.
He's so silly compared to Legolas being so serious, though.
Or no. You are right. Gonzo should be Frodo.
Yeah.
Because Rizzo should be Sam.
Yes.
And Pepe should be Merry or Pippin.
Uh-huh.
Right? Okay. We're gonna go to the trees now, okay?
Okay, we need Legolas. There's not another trio with that, though.
No, there's... Hold on. I'm thinking about this now.
What about
Scooter?
I was going to say, what about Scooter? He's very,
by the book.
By the book on things.
By the book, yeah. It is almost the idea that Fozzie should almost be Gandalf. Because he does kind of speak in riddles.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say riddlers.
He can be kind of wise in his own way.
Hey! Right?
What about Beaker and Honeydew, is it?
Yo, that's Beaker and Bunsen.
Honeydew, yeah.
That's like totally your Saruman and Wormtongue. Right?
Oh, that's funny.
No, Gandalf would end up having to be the one human.
Yes, you're right.
Get Michael Caine back.
Michael Caine needs to be Gandalf. Exactly. That's totally it, right there. Yep.
And then Gimli would be Fozzie.
Yeah. Or we could just use, what's his face? He could just be Gandalf still.
Who? Ian McKellen? No.
We need Michael Caine.
Just because he's
Michael
older.
Caine is supposed to be the Muppets. Yeah. Yeah, he needs to be the human. You're right.
And then Bromir should be the new Muppet, the Walter guy, because he dies. So it's okay.
So it's okay. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. There's a little bit of the Muppets Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go back onto this.
Where were we? So
we were apologizing that we switched Merry and Pippin. So.
Yeah. So Pippin has to go light the towers, light the fires.
He has a task.
He's got to go stand by the light.
He's got to go. He's got to go and
he's got to raise the roof.
He's got to go against
the roof.
The roof is on fire. Yeah, and it's the idea because once they lit, they can't be unlit. Yeah,
once you're lit, you can't be unlit.
Yeah,
you got to wait a while.
Gandalf is like, I'm taking this into my own hands. The dude's a fool. He's not calling for help, and this is what has to happen.
And you done messed up by saying you're going to be this guy's bitch, so you're going to go against his rules right now. You're going to go light this thing. Yeah. So Pippin climbs up, and he's all like, boom, lit this, motherfuckers!
Kiddo he thought that was pretty awesome, though. We're trying to explain to him, like, this is what they would have actually done to speak over long distances for warnings, right? And it's really impressive to watch that whole scene of all the way to Rohan.
Over and over and over.
And how the space and the planning and everything like that, like up on these high, horrible mountains. Like,
I hate to be those guys up there. How lonely you would be.
Yeah.
It's like totally Brokeback Mountain.
Totally.
Like
whacking in whatever. The snow.
Whacking in whatever. That sounds dirty.
But some of those, like, top of this, like, horrific blizzard snow covered.
Oh yeah, those poor guys. Like,
it's like, and they always have to actually be paying attention too, right? Because those things get lit quickly.
Oh yeah,
like they're immediate responses. So I mean, those dudes are on point.
So like literally, you've got like two guys, one looking one way, one looking the other way, and they just sit there and talking. They're literally having to play cards their entire life. And just waiting.
So, do you see any fire? Nope. Do you see any fire?
Now, how many do you think are in there? There's like 2 or 4. 4 makes sense because they do shifts.
They have to, because if you can't just have one guy always looking out. I guess he could stand around and like look back and forth at you. I mean, I guess it could come from either direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could. It could.
I don't know where his mind's going on that one.
Any way you want. And you're alone in the woods. Anyways,
so the warning has been lit.
Then Rohan sees it.
Well, and then also too though the little town there outside. Osgiliath.
Yeah.
Gets invaded by those scary ass people. They show up and they just like butcher
the orcs and the Uruk-hai and the goblins
and the everything
and the sloth looking dude.
Yes.
Right.
And they just,
hey, you guys, we're invading.
So like it's coming right there. It's like, okay, we're just gonna kill everything. Apparently, I'm amusing to listen to me talk right now.
What's coming out of your mouth is.
So
they get attacked and they're like. Every which way. It's like literally
decimated, right?
And Faramir's all just like, we gotta keep fighting. And then there's like people dying left, right, and center. And
so they decide to retreat then. They try to get back to the port there, which is going to go over real well with his dad.
Yeah, because he already hates his guts.
Back in Theoden has decided that, okay, well, they've been called and are they going to answer that call?
Yeah, Theoden's all like, should we or shouldn't we? They didn't come help me.
Yeah.
And Aragorn's like, listen, fool. do you want to be like that asshat, or do you want to be a king?
You want to be the better person.
And Theoden's like, that's right, I'm a motherfucking king. I didn't sink the Titanic this time, bitch. I got my do-over. And I'm going to do it better. Because I'm awesome. We ride horses, and we got really cool headgear.
I do.
Gondorian dudes, they don't. They just got like shiny headgear.
We just got basic.
Yeah. We got bitches. Yeah. We are way cooler, and we ride at dawn. And then he's like, his daughter is like, I want her cousin or whatever it is. She's all like, but I want to fight. He's like, no, you're supposed to stay here. And it is kind of annoying because he's like literally saying, you're going to be queen, bitch. And she's like, yeah, but I want to fight.
Yeah, it's really annoying because she's like, he tells her he's going to be someone really important and she needs to be there for everyone because they're all going to die. And she's still very much like, well, no, I need to go out there and die too. Who cares about the people?
Yeah. I literally said that, and then I had my moment being like, well, she's like, you're giving me like the worst possible situation. At least if I fight, at least if I like, because like,
just true.
Like, you're saying you might all die, so then I'm just gonna be back here chilling out with all these children and all that, and be like, all of a sudden be like, well, now you're gonna come kill us. Now we don't have any hope.
There is that now, too, where it's like, I feel like everyone's gonna die, so I might as well go down fighting at least, right? Swinging. Yeah, there's that.
So like that was like that click moment of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess, either way. I mean, it's impressive, the courage that she shows, for sure. So
interestingly enough, in the book, she is hidden, being that she's joining the fight. So you don't know until after what happens later. But visually, it's harder to do. Yeah. They didn't know how to hide that as much without being like the...
Well, it's more of that feel of like, well, everyone else doesn't know she's there, right? Yeah. So you get to have that kind of inner circle feel, right? So then we're going up the stairs with Frodo and...
Yeah, so like they're up and going up the stairs and
Gollum has decided he has found a chance to turn Frodo against Sam. Yeah. Because he throws the last of their food down this cliff.
No, you don't know that though. He's all like, Sam wakes up and...
No, he does. You see him throw him down there.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But what you don't know is why he's sprinkling crumbs on Sam at first. I remember Kiddo was like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like, and then he throws the rest of the food down off the cliff. Well, then all of a sudden he wakes up Frodo, and it's like he goes to try to eat, and there's nothing left. And he's like, oh, look.
And then he fat shames Sam.
He does.
That bastard. I know I give Sam some shit in this, but you know what?
He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't deserve getting called.
So then Frodo tells him,
scrawny bone bag. Like,
tells him that he has to leave. And
yeah, he's cool, too. Frodo's just like, no, I trust this fool that, at any moment will snap my neck for that ring. I don't trust you no more. So you peace out. Go home.
Yeah.
And Sam's all just, fine. I'm out. You and your dick friend.
Yeah, he just up and leaves, which is surprising.
Well, it shows how much he's stressed by it.
But then it's like, he doesn't know how to fix it, right?
And then, he got called fat.
Yeah, he's...
his feelings are hurt. He's just like, you know what? I don't need this. I'm keeping up with you guys. I'm eating less than you guys. He said that.
He was talking about rationing and making sure that Frodo had enough food.
Had more than him because he needed the energy because of that ring.
Yep.
He's just like, I'm a tank. I'm amazing.
You look at that and you're like, no, don't listen to Gollum.
Yeah, and it's just so
then he goes down.
Goes down. He's cries a bit.
It's sad.
Right, and it's.
Does he find the food there at the bottom?
Yeah, he finds the bottom. Right? When he gets to the bottom, he sees it, and he's just like, that fucking... Oh, that guy. And grabs his sword.
So then, back at Gondor, then we have Faramir being sent out with a legion of people to try to take back this little city there, because he says, well, your brother could do it. Yeah. So, and you know that he's just sending him out for his death.
Yeah.
He just wants to create the situation to show that he is weak. Yeah. Right? That if my son goes out there and he should be able to do this, but he knows he's going to die.
Oh, yeah.
So then it's just going to self-fulfilling prophecy for his father, right?
And he dresses Pippin up in the little guard outfit, and he's all like, dance for me while I scarf on all this food.
It's always that creepy, like he's just like shoving food and it's all like falling off his face, and it's just
loud chomping sounds. He's just like, I love these tomatoes. Shoves it in his face, and then he looks at Pippin and he's all like, sing for me, bitch. And
it's always creepy.
Pippin's like, and he's like, I don't know any songs that you'll like. He's like, I don't care. I want you to sing for me like one of my French girls.
Okay, this got real creepy.
And Pippin's like, okay. And he starts singing. So oddly enough, he was never actually supposed to sing in it. But on a karaoke night, apparently some of the producers had seen Billy Boyd singing. And they were like, dude, you can sing. So would you like to sing in this scene? And he was like, all right. So that's what happened.
So then meanwhile, we have Rohan is traveling across with all of their soldiers, waiting for collection of more of them. And they're realizing that, damn, we are still really outnumbered. And this is going to be horrible.
Yep. We're just going to slaughter, but...
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're just like, no, we got this. He's on the second Titanic.
He totally is. He's like, no.
The compartments are filling up. And he's just like, no, we got this. We're going to do it. We're all right. We're all right.
So then Aragorn gets pulled into this... the tent, because there's a visitor.
And that's when you go back to the other episode.
And then we go back to the last episode and with our whole conversation that we had. And he reveals his giant sword.
Yeah.
And yes, that was purposely said.
Damn,
look at my giant sword. He whips it right out.
I thought I broke this.
Look what I brought you.
Yeah. He gets it. He's like, this is his father-in-law. Ish. Giving him the sword that he reforged. That was his great poppies.
But it's like, okay, here. No, this sword is made complete now. It's all epic.
Only the one true king can wield it.
So, you know what, bitch? You gotta take this. And you have to go into the mountain.
Yeah, you gotta go into that creepy, dark hole.
Death cave that the horses don't want to go by. Yeah. Because you're the only one, because the idea that you have the sword and you can command an army that can take them out.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what that means. It's terrifying. So, but does he take the sword?
He takes it because he's like, it's a big shiny sword, so I need this sword.
And you know what? You totally dared me to go into the giant cave of death. So yeah, I gotta do it.
I'm not a bitch.
And I'm gonna try to go by myself, but Gimli and Legolas cannot leave my side, apparently.
Yeah, like, they're like, no, we're friends, we're bros, we got this. You know what? There's not a lot happening. I haven't shot any arrows for a while.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember the last time we had a, kill off. So, you know what? Let's do this. Also, too, you get to see that, Faramir and his riders have gone to the town, and it's just like, it's just chaos and horribleness, right? So. Yeah.
So now we're going to go into the Haunted Mountain.
The Haunted Mountain. Like, that's what we're actually saying. Is there's actually, like, the Haunted Mountain.
So Kiddo was really freaked out by the ghosts and the amount of skulls that showed up here. Mm-hmm. Like, the waves crashing down of skulls.
And the beauty of that is that's actually an extended scene. That was a scene that was added after, if I remember reading correctly. And Peter Jackson thought it was pretty hilarious that he was able to add a scene like that after a movie won an Academy Award. Yeah. Because this is the only one out of the three that won the Best Picture.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, and the rumors always were that basically the Academy just decided after the first two, like they just thought that after the first one, I guess they're like, yeah, it's going to win.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like, well, we'll just give it to the third one instead of like giving it to all three.
Oh, okay. So you find out that the concept is that all these soldiers had sworn an oath to help protect way back when to his ancestor there, and they broke their oath. So now they're cursed to walk the earth as damn soldiers until they fulfill their oath, right?
That's
so
right.
You have this giant army of the dead that are sworn to help protect at the call of the king. And so at first they're kind of like, no, I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah, they're like, we're ghosts. We can do what we want.
They circle everyone, and it's like, oh crap, how are we going to get out of this?
And then Aragorn's like, no, I got this big sword, and he punches the ghost in the face. And the ghost is like, damn, you hit me. And he's like, yeah, I did, because I can control you. You're my bitch. These are my rules. This is my prison playground. You're going to go fight for me.
Yeah. So then the siege starts happening.
So yeah, I would find out that, of course, then that Faramir and his crew have pretty much all died.
Yeah.
And they come back, and Faramir is presumably dead.
Yes.
And the siege starts as Sloth shows back. Hey, you guys, we're gonna kill you all. With his goon squad, and they're all setting up for, epic battle.
Epic.
Music
the most
swirls.
epicness.
There's tons of things rolling up, and they're like, yeah, we're
well, then you also see, because Aragorn and the crew get out the other side of this mountain, and they see all these ships showing up.
Yep.
So all these other men are actually reaching the call for it. So they're all on the wrong side of this war here, and they're deciding that they want to try to stop some of them, right?
Yeah. So that's a pretty cool scene, because they're like, you were but 3. How can you stop us? And Aragorn's like, bitch, please. And then the ghosts come out and just swarm
overrun them. And that one's really cool. That was fun to see, because it's just like a wall of death, essentially, right?
So one fun fact, though, is that Peter Jackson actually doesn't like the Dead Army. He tried to think of other ways to do it, because he just felt it was a little bit of like a Deus Ex Machina.
Oh, it totally is. It doesn't fit in anything else of the story.
But he's like, he had to do it because he knew if he didn't, then the fans would.
It's like, part of the story, right? It's existing.
Because he just thought it was kind of silly and weird, and which is funny with him having such horror roots that he wasn't a big fan of it. But it makes sense, because it's just like. It's just a wave, right? Like, it's just a wave of green over everything, right?
Well, especially, how it moves through things. It's just more mist than anything else, right?
So.
And then we get to go back to the top of the stairs.
The Gollum and Frodo have made it all the way to the top, and
they're going through this scary cave thing.
And Gollum pieces out.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to hang out over here.
Yeah, and then for no apparent reason. Frodo's trying to get through it, and then all of a sudden he gets attacked.
Yeah. Well, you can tell there's a lot of, like, webs around. Okay, it's a creepy cave. And I had forgotten about it, and I'm like, wait a second. This looks like a spider's cave.
It's always a spider, though. It's always a giant spider.
Yeah.
Like... That's also, too, then I realized, too, how much Rowling just kept stealing from other things. Stealing from
Lord of the Rings. It's like, wait a second, this kind of looks like this.
Yeah.
Well, and then Kiddo was watching, and he's like, wait a second. Like, oh my God, there's so many more spider webs. Like, what is this, And he's a giant-ass spider. Freaking scary giant spider.
Doom spider. So she's, like, attacking him, and he's all like, you're trying to fight her.
Yeah.
And then it happens... He gets punctured by her.
Scary ass, like
barm, and he's like, no, and he starts spitting foam from his mouth, and he's like,
it's pretty horrible.
That was an Alka-Seltzer tablet, so guess what? Fun fact, you can do that at home.
Can we do that at home?
Yeah, you put Alka-Seltzers under your mouth.
Wow.
And then, you just have a fit.
Huh.
So there you go. There's something for you this weekend. Get some Alka-Seltzers. And
you just put it under your tongue and just let it do its thing.
Yeah. It'll just use the liquid in your mouth.
How have I never done that before?
Because
never had Alka-Seltzer in the house, I guess.
But yeah, there you go. You freak your family out.
You too can look like you're having attacked by a giant spider.
If you really want to freak someone out, then just throw a couple of those under your tongue and then just, roll your eyes back in your head and fall over.
Can you never do that to me, please? I'm on to you. Or now it's going to be like, it's actually going to happen. I'm like, dude, where's the Alka-Seltzer tablet?
I'm going to die one day because of this conversation.
That would be. So don't cry, wolf.
There's the lesson story. But, if you want to have fun and you want to trick your family, there's something to do. If you're still in quarantine, why not, right?
Well, you got to make it interesting, right?
You can only put so much saran wrap on the toilet. So then Mary's all like, you know what? I want to fight.
And Mary or Pippin? Which one?
Mary.
Okay, I'm just double checking.
Mary, because he's all like, he's telling Theoden, he's like, bitch, I want to fight. And he's like, no, you're tiny. He's like, it's not the size that matters. It's how you use it.
It's true.
And he goes after it, and
he's like, no, I'm going to make this happen.
He's like, so I am Stabby McStabberson. That's what they call me in the hood. Hand me my sword. And so he's like, yeah, whatever, and not happening. And so then whatever her name is, blonde lady, Miranda Otto, she's all...
It would be Rohan's maiden. That's what we refer to as.
She's all like, yo, Mary, get on my horse. We're going to do this together.
Yeah.
We ride or die together.
Two outlaws. Ride and die.
So then what happens?
Well, then the siege is just shit's going on.
Yeah, that's when the siege starts.
Horribleness is happening. They have bigger ladders. They have catapults.
Everything is bigger.
Everything is bigger and badder and more horrible. And they have this gigantic battering ram.
Yes. It's filled with fire.
Yeah, it's the hammer of the underworld.
Yeah.
So it's like this giant, like, pig-looking thing that's flaming dragon. I don't know what it is.
I thought it was a wolf.
Maybe. Oh, it's a wolf. Yeah. So it's this horrible thing that they're
just mowing things down and people are dying left, right, and center, and they're screaming.
So in the meanwhile, though, too, because I can't remember his name, the steward,
Douche King.
Okay, Douche Sub King, is gone crazy because.
Faramir is dead. My son is
dead, and he's decided that they're gonna, burn his body.
The entire time, Pippin is all like,
"Dude,
he's alive. He needs medicine, yo." And they're like, "You are just a tiny man. Get out of my face." And he's like, "No, dude,
my son is dead."
Yep.
Yeah, so he's building a pyre to
giant. Yeah, he's gonna burn this guy.
Yeah, so that's
Pippin's all like, "I got to find Gandalf," and he like pieces out to try to find Gandalf as they like start getting Faramir ready for the...
Well, because in the meanwhile, that's the important thing right now. Literally, the gates are being stormed. Yeah. Everyone's going to die, but I have to worry about this. Like, the king is sub-douche king. Sorry.
Sub-douche?
Douche sub-king is just so distraught and crazy, and you can tell that he's just totally out of his mind.
Yeah.
Because his world is crumbling down around him.
Oh, yeah.
So he's gone nuts. And now the gate, of course, is broken.
And Gandalf is actually the only one out there, and he's all like, "Fall back! Get back!" And then you see Gandalf whip around his staff. He's all like, "Yo, I'm a ninja now, yo. You didn't know that? I'm a ninja."
Yep.
Bow staff,
It's pretty awesome.
Starts breakdancing. It's a great scene if you didn't see it when, he was able to spin on his back, flip up, kick two orcs, and then stab one in the eye with his staff. Deep cuts.
That's fabulous.
Right? You should have seen the bass line they dropped. Pippin's in the corner. Go, Gandalf, go, Gandalf, go. Go, Gandalf. So then Sam shows up. Sam got his courage. He was like, you know what? Gollum's a bitch.
Yep.
I'm going to go
I have proof that the motherfucker framed me.
Yep.
I'm going to go shank him.
Retribution.
So he shows up just in time to be able to fight off. Holy shit, Frodo found himself a giant-ass spider.
Yep. And Frodo's all
wrapped up and dying. Or he looks dead, actually.
Because Alka-Seltzer's bad.
And so he fights off the spider.
Yeah, he fights it off.
It's pretty intense, man.
He fought the law, and he won.
And so Spider runs away, and then the orcs show up.
Yeah.
So he runs off because he thinks, okay, well, you know what? I gotta hide at least.
Because he thinks Frodo's dead.
Frodo's dead. Well, then the orcs decide to take Frodo.
Because they know that he's only been stunned. Yes,
because they know that he just got the poison and he's not quite dead yet, and that he'll be fine in a few hours. He'll wake up, right?
Conveniently, they say all this out loud. So Sam's like, "Oh shit, I should follow them and save Frodo."
Because the orcs are stupid, right? They have to. The only way they can express their thoughts.
Got outer monologue. They don't have inner monologue.
They do not have inner monologue.
They're just like, yeah, we're going to tell you my entire plan right now.
Yep. So then Pippin finds Gandalf. And it's like, dude, Faramir's going to be burned alive. He's alive, you need to save him. So Gandalf just abandons the war.
Hops on his horse, rides through the entire castle, like, yo, I'm on my horse, we're doing this. Bursts in.
Yeah.
To find that...
Well, has he lit the pyre yet?
No,
not yet. So
because he stood on top and he was all like,
he's dousing himself in oil, so he's gonna light.
I will die with my son.
Yeah, he's gone like super creepy and crazy, and
but outside, then at the same time, you've got the Witch King flying around on his little snake
holy
dragon.
Crap, yeah, the Witch King showing up. That was a horrible sound.
Yeah.
Such a horrible sound.
Yeah. Well, that freaked the cats out.
Yeah, that was awful to listen to.
And then the riders of Rohan show up and they're all like hyping themselves up. They're like, we're going to do this. We got this. We're going to fight these things off. Right. And they're, getting all ready.
Epic. Well, that's the only thing that's, the idea that possibly could have saved them was because they show up this horde, but it's still overwhelming amounts of orcs and horribleness there. Right. So then they save Faramir.
Well, yeah, so he's about to light, and then Gandalf comes in and kicks the guy in the head with his horse, and the thing lights on fire, and Pippin's got to hop up in there, and he's all like trying to save him. He rolls him
off of that, right?
And then the old man gets lit.
And then he's just this flaming, crazy old man.
And then he runs past the dead tree and launches off the end of the cliff thing. And
so those poor soldiers down there, they're already having a hard enough time, and they're gonna have this flaming dead king.
Could you imagine? You're just like, man, this shit's got real. We should run. We should desert this because we's gonna die. And all of a sudden,
your king comes flying down on fire,
lands beside you, just splatters.
Holy shit!
You're like, Bob, I'm out. I didn't sign up for this. I was in for the pension, but no.
So then Rohan shows up and they start battling.
Yeah, and that's when we get to see they feel like they're kind of winning a bit.
Yeah.
And then the elephants show up. These giant mammoth, dinosaur, brachiosaurus elephants show up.
Those things are scary.
And they got barbed wire wrapped on their tusk, and they're mowing people down on their horses. Yeah. And they're just endless. And then
of course then you also still have the Witch King going around with his giant dragon snake thing. Right? And, we got Aragorn is slowly gathering his crew as well, right? So then we find out. So we're going to refer to her as the Shield Maiden of Rohan.
The Shield Maiden.
So we have this epic scene here.
Well, Theoden gets thrown from his horse.
Yeah.
He gets a horse landed on him.
Just chaos is happening. Well, then the Witch King shows up.
Exactly. Kill him.
And it's this last stand, right? And you have her standing up against the Witch King. And the myth of it was that no man could kill him. No mortal man could kill him, right? So we were trying to think, okay, so because even Kiddo was trying to figure out, well, wait a second, is there immortal? Maybe can an elf kill him, or can one of the dead kill him, or something like that, right? But it's not the mortal aspect; it's the man aspect.
Yep. So she gets up there, gets smashed with the mace, busts up her arm, but she's able to do some fancy swordplay, and
yeah, it's pretty epic.
He dies.
It's pretty cool.
It's all like, no mortal man can kill me. She rips off his helmet. I am no mortal man.
Girl power.
Right?
High kick.
High kick to the face. That's what it needed. That would have made that scene better.
It needed a high kick to the face and her scream girl power?
Yeah.
That would have been the best thing ever. If we gotta redo Lord of the Rings. I mean.
Yeah.
Girl power, high kick to the face.
Right?
Cards Against Humanity, by the way.
That's what we, that should be. We should just write a movie using Cards Against Humanity.
We should.
Yeah, that would be completely not okay in this day and age.
Let's go play Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, there you go. So then,
well, we have rest of them show up. We got Legolas there, and he's
sliding. He's Fred Flintstone it all over those elephants.
I love that he slides on things and how many people he can
he slides.
He runs up and he rock climbs up the arrows off of this elephant, and he goes up there and he goes sliding down the tusks and everything, and he's just like,
what would be fun to have in that scene is just to find it and just place the Flintstone scene over the music over it, just to see what it sounds like.
There you go.
Do do. Right?
Yeah. Sadly enough, Theoden, of course, we all know he wasn't going to make it.
He's got a horse on him.
He really had some extensive damage. But then he's, of course, like, wow, I told you not to be here, but I'm so glad you were, because, you took down that bastard.
Yeah,
so
you are. That was
lucky.
You are truly the one king.
Yes.
Queen,
right? luckily, she at least gets to say goodbye to him, and he can, so you have that moment, a very touching moment, of course, right?
Aragorn in the background, Aragorn's ghost armor.
So yeah, Aragorn shows up, and just the green mist is just running around the field, wiping
Aragorn
people
just
out.
sitting back, posing with his sword, being all like, "Look, I'm awesome!
Look what I did!
I did all this."
You know what? I was always kind of disappointed because I know you want to see the characters from Rohan that you've seen. Kind of, you don't have any connection to the dead army, but at the same time, what? But you don't have any connection to them. But you don't get to see anything for it. They're
like cockroaches.
Yeah, they just show up in like the big devouring like creepy pile of bugs that just eat everything and just move on.
It'd been awesome though if everything died like turned to like skeletons or something. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, like flesh.
Zombie like ghost thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. It feels like almost a cop-out feel where it's like, oh, by the way, I brought my army and we're all gone.
Well, it shows because it was like the idea, like, how do you end something when something seems so hopeless? Well, if you have an enemy that can't die because it's already dead and we have billions of them, then we don't have to worry. And then it just like encompasses everything. And then
there's so many of them. It was the sheer volume of things. And because it wasn't just one individual fighter, right? Because I mean, it also too would have been a nightmare to CG. Yeah, individual all these skeleton things, right? So it's like it was really cool, but at the same time, it was like
a little anticlimactic because like you had all this epicness, and then it was just like,
and then the only thing you really get to see is the king, like the leader of them, right? Yeah. And he was like, "So, are we done yet here?
Right?
Are we done yet?"
And then they're telling Aragorn, no, keep the army, and like. But Aragorn's a good dude. He's like, you know what? No, you're done.
Yeah.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yeah. So then it's like, well, we got to help all these people that
they're all dead, dying. Some of these dudes are decapitated. There's arms everywhere. We can't find Merry. Pippin's out looking for him. Yeah. Spends the whole day on the battlefield. But you did get to see Merry kick some butt. He was shanking things.
Yeah,
he's Shanky McShanky.
Yeah.
He's out there, stabbing things.
So we found out then, back with Sam and Frodo, that Frodo was...
In case you forgot about those two.
Yeah, oh, by the way, the whole meaning of this epic walk and battle.
In the park.
Was to get to the tower then, right? So then he goes and he finds Frodo.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have to get going here.
He scares the orcs too because he puffs up and he screams. Yeah. And you know what's hilarious is in that scene where he runs up the stairs with his sword drawn to try to scare the orcs away or goblins. That scream reminds me so much of what he used for the scream for Raphael in the 2012.
Oh yeah,
because Sean Astin, if you didn't know, is Raphael in the 2012 Nick tune. And that I didn't really hear it throughout the entire movie, but in that moment it was just like, whoa, it's Raphael.
Raphael's coming down to take out the goblins.
He had to get in that inner Raphael strength and go for it. But yeah, so he ends up getting Frodo, and they get redressed, and they get their stuff, and they're gonna peace out after they have a little skirmish.
Well, they're gonna try to figure out how they can get to this really still far off tower, and Mount Doom there is still so far away, and across the whole orc and goblin infested land.
So what's the best thing you do? You put on a mask.
Yep. And we're gonna sneak around.
We're gonna be all sneaky.
See what happens.
We're gonna be tricky. We're gonna dress up as orcsies.
But in the middle of that, though, then they do end up getting taken into the company because they all get.
They think they're just these lazy orcs sitting off on the side. They're like, "Come on, you fools!
Get over here, right?"
Start whipping them. They're like, "No, dude, we're on a break."
So of course, over here, over in Gondor, the battle's ended, and they're like, "Well, we still got to deal with Sauron. We don't know what's going on.
We don't even know if those dudes are alive."
Well, they knew at some point that Frodo was alive, because of Faramir.
Because guess what? Faramir is not dead.
Who did not die? We brought it back to the Muppets.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It made me way happier than it should have. Holy crap. I'm so happy happy right now. Aragorn's like, give me that shiny ball.
Yeah, he's like, I need to put my hands on that ball.
I need to show this bitch my sword.
Right, because that's what you do when you pull out your ball and you take a sword
take out
pick.
your sword and you're like, look at it.
Look how big it
Fear
is.
this.
I swear it's bigger than it looks in this photo. And Sauron's like, what?
So, yeah, because it's the idea, okay, well, if Frodo and Sam are there, we need to grab Sauron's attention. What other way than with a big
whip out
shiny
your sword, Aragorn. Because that thing's impressive. It's big. It's shiny.
It's got some power to it.
It does.
You know? So...
It's not... It's hard to hold.
It's not your average sword,
it's like,
right? So it
it's
works.
not a one-hander.
No, it works.
You gotta really kind of like...
Sauron's like, whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, I'm paying attention now.
You should have waved that thing around more, like...
So, Faramir, though, he's, Maiden here, which we can't remember her name, she had fallen for Aragorn, and he's like, well, no, I still love my elf.
Yeah.
So she starts, being like, well, the next best thing, we got Faramir here. So the next man I see, I love him.
Completely.
So, you know what? He gets something. He needs some reward for whatever.
Well, then it's also uniting of those two kind of kingdom.
Totally,
right?
like it's super awesome. Like not actually making fun of it. It's
totally making fun of it.
Totally making fun of it
because she's just like whoever is the closest, whatever. And he's like, you know what?
Whatever, man. Hold me.
I almost died, so sure, whatever.
Yeah,
you're the first woman I've seen in like years. So.
Yeah. And so then Sam and Frodo are marching along with these goblins who are now being called orcs now that are now being called to the front gates because now Aragorn and all of them are going to be like, we're coming to the black gates there, right?
Yeah.
So
they're trying to figure out.
It worked because now they have all the because they're like, what happened? Everyone is like marching away, so now they're going to try to sneak away from them, right?
And so then they're standing there, and there's like really creepy dudes just like you, and they're like, what, us? No, him. Me? No, her. Him? What? No, he. And he's like, you. And then they start a fight because they're like, damn, this guy's scary. Like, I don't even know what he wants. Like, this is weird.
Yep. So they just peace out.
They start a fight, and then they're able to sneak away, and then they get away.
Yeah.
And they get out onto the land of shadow. And you realize that they still got a lot of way to go. A
lot more walking.
But now this is all just like giant fire pit of doom. As they make their way to the mountain.
So then we're at the black gates there, and this scary ass motherfucker with this huge ass mouth shows up.
Right?
That guy is terrifying. And you know what? This reminds me of something from like Guillermo del Toro.
Makes sense.
It reminds me of Del Toro.
It has a bit of like a Hellraiser feel.
Yes.
And I even see like Schneider's The Batman That Laughs. You can definitely tell that like he was probably inspired by that look.
Yeah.
It's like that big toothy like.
Yeah, like that's totally
the mouth of Sauron.
Yeah.
And he's all like, what up? We's evil. We're gonna crush you. You have no hope. Look at your tiny army. They just sit there mocking them. They're like, we taunt you. We taunt you. I fart in your general direction. Mwahaha. You's all human. We are something else. We are amazing. Go now. Sell your cookie somewhere else. And Aragorn's like, what? No.
This ain't happening.
I'm cool. I got a sword. I got a new outfit. I decided to embrace my Gondor heritage. I know it's a little shiny, but, it kind of makes me look a little fat. But, it's my heritage.
But I have a sword now to wave around, and everyone's paying attention to that.
Yeah, everyone sees the big sword, and they don't care what I look like. They're just like, damn, that's a big sword. And so he's like, you know what? We's got to fight.
So the gates are there. Okay, fine. We'll open the gates.
Yeah.
We'll let all the creepy crawlies out. And
Aragorn's like, we're going to do this, guys. I'm sorry. I know you're all awesome. I love you all. We're all going to die.
All hope is lost.
You know what? But better to die in battle than to never die in home coated in potato chips.
Yeah. So then poor Frodo is like collapsed and he can't move.
Yeah.
So Sam says, you know what? I can't carry the ring.
Yeah, you won't let me carry the ring?
I can carry it.
But because I'm a beast.
Right?
You call this fat? This is strongman shit. I'm going to throw you on my back and I'm going to carry you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick you up.
So he does. He's
best Whitney
fabulous.
Houston moment ever.
So he carries him to the top of. Can we make that scene with that music over it? Bet you never expected to hear Mike sing like that. That's fabulous.
And Gollum's all like, bitch, that's my song. He comes in, smashes Sam. They're fighting. They're
mass chaos is ensuing.
And then the battle begins outside the Black Gate.
Well, they're fighting everything, and the bad guys are just enemies encircling them, and just we got
snake dragons come out
everywhere.
Dragon. These dragons do that tongue thing. And they're getting up to Mount. They finally, Gollum gets knocked off of the wayside. They get up to the thing. Frodo's pieced up there himself. He's all up there. He's all like, I gotta do this. I gotta get rid of it. It's too big. It's too heavy. It's too much. I'm done. And he's about to do it. And then out of nowhere, Gollum shows up and starts attacking him. And then Sam, Frodo throws his ring on, tries to get away. And then, Gollum bites off his finger.
That always freaked me out too.
And then you still got that battle going on, and the Eagles show up.
The Eagles finally are like, I guess we'll join.
And because what we've learned is that the Eagles will really only show up when it's like the dire need, like the absolute last moment standing.
Yeah. So it's so funny because the whole time at the end here with the battle at Mount Doom with the ring back and forth, Kiddo was just on the edge of his seat. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this is still happening so long too. And so they keep battling over and over and over again. And then what happens to Gollum?
He takes a dive.
He
falls into the crack of doom.
Yeah.
Just doom. Just falls. And he's so happy too. He's so happy. He's falling. He's like, yeah, I got my ring. I'm all by myself. And he lands in the lava.
Yeah.
And he melts. He does his best T2 impersonation. And the ring encrusts
on the... I thought it was interesting. Yeah, the lava itself, hardens to try to keep it afloat, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting because then Frodo never actually has to throw the ring out.
No.
It gets taken from him.
Yeah.
It almost is like kills itself concept by attaching so much to Gollum that Gollum destroys it without meaning to. So Frodo never has to have the intent of actually getting rid of it, right? Which is an interesting choice. Like, would he, given if he had no other barrier, would he have actually gotten rid of it? Or, because I was full unprepared. I remember when we first watched this to have Sam just chuck Frodo in. Like, no, bitch, this thing needs to go away.
I'm done with this. I need to get back to the Shire.
Like, I cannot handle any more of this. Like, this is going in this pit. Come hell or high water. I love you,
but I'm done. You're ousted. So then Sauron's defeated. The eye bugs out, does a whole cartoony double take.
Oh yeah,
it spins around. And then the entire ground around all the humans cracks away, and all the bad guys get sucked away or run away.
Yeah, that's another one of those why? What
was that powerful?
Was it the energy release of something?
Yeah.
Were they
a fragile
by the power of it?
Fragile evil land that can't handle the mass destruction of its evilness.
Yeah. Okay. Just because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the hive mentality of all evil.
Yeah, it is.
One falls and everyone goes.
One ring to rule it all, one ring to destroy it all. Yep. It's all of that. Okay.
And then Sam's all like, yo, Frodo, we need to see other people. When we get back to that Shire,
I've had enough of you.
Yeah. And Frodo's like, I don't think we're going to make it back. And Sam's like, probably not. He's going to die here because there's lava everywhere, dude. And he's like, but I just need that to be said. When I get back... We're not hanging out. I gotta find myself a girl. And maybe once a month we can get a pint. Because this shit is unreal. And the Eagles hear that. And they're like, you know what? We gotta save these fools.
Yeah.
They go down, they save them. And Frodo and Sam, they're getting picked up. And they're just they pass out because they're so
Be interesting to see how what would Frodo feel like? Would he have instantly felt better, a certain weight off of him, or would it have been like this weird loss of something? Like,
yeah, hard to say.
You know, would he have actually felt an alleviation, or would it have been like a withdrawal?
Like a
of
good
something?
morning poop. You're just like, man, I feel better now.
I wasn't thinking that at all, but sure.
This weight I've been feeling, I feel so bloated.
I had no idea that I had this in me, and I feel so much better.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Maybe
that's what it was.
I don't know, right? But either way, they wake up in Rivendell.
Yeah, and they're like, wait, did we ever leave?
Everything's glowing. Are we in...
Are we dead?
Are we some sort of, like, afterlife thing going on?
Yo,
like...
Gandalf's here. And he's like, man, I died. Shit. And Gandalf's like, oh, no, you fool, you're alive. Sucks to be you.
You gotta live with this shit.
Yeah. And then everyone shows up, and they jump on the bed like they're toddlers and have a pillow fight. Like,
everyone's like, oh, we're so happy.
That scene really bugs me because
it's so weird and fake feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, everyone's wonderful.
Right?
Yeah. But then we finally get around to the title. And Aragorn becomes king.
Yep.
Oh.
He's all like, yeah, I'm the king. The tree's blooming. See? King.
Over here.
I'm an awesome king.
Yeah. So they have this big ceremony. How wonderful. How happy.
Yep.
You know?
And we have
he's all regal and bearded.
Yeah,
like
he's a little more gray. And
yeah.
He like aged suddenly.
Immediately.
Went from being like sexy
it's like,
Strider.
Oh, shit, I'm a king now.
Yeah.
Instant gray.
Right? I'm old. This war's taking a toll on me.
And then we have of course, the elf, you know, the elves are there.
Yeah.
The head up. And then he parts, and his love is there.
Yeah.
It's so magical.
It is.
Because he thought she died.
Yep.
But of course she never left.
He's a tricky father-in-law.
He is.
He's like,
I tricked you into saying she was dying so you would go and get your shit together. But now you're worthy enough.
Yeah.
I guess I'll let you keep her.
Yeah, you know what? I'm leaving anyway. So,
yeah, peace out. So whatever.
So then we just keep having these like false endings. Like you think it's over.
So many false
endings. And it goes dark too. Like it's not a fade or anything. It just keeps going dark.
You're like, okay.
They're like, okay, credits. And then no. And then the next epilogue hits. And then it's like, you know, you're back in the Shire and everyone's all like, you know.
I love how when it shows them back there and they're all just sitting there and they all look like they have PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just like, everyone's happy and I just don't know how to laugh anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really sad. It's really true. It
shows that they've gone through a lot.
But it shows them the difference of, you know, being in that bubble of the Shire where they never leave it and everything is their cozy world and they're protected and comfortable. And they went through some serious shit.
Yeah.
And it shows that it's going to be a really long time before they ever got back to any semblance of normal, right?
Well, and it does too, because then you eventually see they eventually laugh, but it's not the same jovial laugh.
Yeah, it's not the carefree innocence anymore, right? And that's gone, and it's definitely poignant. That's the word I'm looking for.
Poignant?
No, I didn't say that. I said poignant.
Well, then you eventually get to see, too, that Sam decided to man up and he asked his woman, Barkeep, to be
I'm going to make sure that she's there so I don't whack in the bushes and get pulled into some scary-ass quest. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you get married. So you don't do stupid shit
in the
because
bushes.
You have someone to say, hey, whoa, you shouldn't do that. That's the moral of the story. Right there. That is the moral of the story. That's the moral of the story. Find a wife. Keep in it.
Find yourself a partner that'll keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then they have kids, time jumps a bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Sam's got babies? And then you finally find out that the magic is leaving.
Well, what's, with that, then they're going to go say goodbye because the elves the head elves are finally actually leaving.
Yeah.
And I was going to say Midgard, which is great because me and Kiddo are reading a whole Norse book.
Nice.
Middle Earth. They're leaving. And So it's the end of the magic, right?
Yeah.
And so they go to say goodbye to them, and then we find out that Frodo has also decided to leave.
Yes, and
with Gandalf.
And Bilbo.
And Bilbo is still there, yeah. So they're all like, you know what? I can't take this world anymore. I feel completely out of place and horrible. So I need to leave.
Yeah, they need to peace out and go into their so they don't die or anything like that, because they're, trapped in this world.
Well, and it's interesting because then it shows that it's just too much for Frodo. Like, as much as he's still smiling and he seems like he's recovered.
So it wasn't just a good morning poo that he lost.
It wasn't just enough. It wasn't. No.
It was like he woke up in the bathtub without kidneys.
A part of him is missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
It's
a bad black market shit.
He has no testes. He's a eunuch. He has no kidneys. He's a little anemic. He's still pretty pale.
Yeah. He looks pretty bad.
Possibly a vampire. We don't know. He just...
Poor Frodo.
Right?
Shit's gone down.
He wrote his book. He handed it off to Sam and said, publish this or write a sequel. And Sam was like,
No, I'm good in the Shire.
Maybe I'll just get this published. I don't know. I've got a family.
I've got kids,
I'm good. You know what? I'm married. I still get out for a pint once in a while.
Yeah.
I smoke a little weed, not enough, like Merry and Pippin, because I don't know what they're doing together. They're cousins, but they're still crazy. No. I know I got a story to tell, but
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
So is all the magic, all the magical beings, then they're just leaving? Are they saying that, because it's supposed to be another age, right?
Yeah.
So the fourth age or whatever. So is that just supposed to be the age of man then, right? Yeah. So this actually happened then, right? And we used to have magical beings, and now we're in the age of man.
Yeah.
And we're burning it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It happened. It all happened. You're a descendant of Hobbit.
Yeah. I'm bringing back the evil, and Sauron is rising again. Okay. Gotcha.
Happens every 30 years.
Okay. Good to know.
So yeah, there we go. We made it. We made it through. You made it. Look at that. Thank you for listening. I mean, that was a lot.
It was a lot of our life, man.
A lot went down. We lived it. We're in it.
So Kiddo, we asked him what his favorite one was out of the three of them. And I was quite shocked. He said Two Towers.
Yeah.
I didn't believe him.
He thought it was more action-packed.
But he really loved, he loved the trees. Yeah. And he loved the battle with them and the Helm's Deep battle. That really spoke to him more so than the other one, I think. I don't know if there was because there was a little too much, because as the stories progress, obviously, you have more characters, more going on, more complex.
Yeah.
But he really liked the trees, and that really spoke to him. What about you?
I still like the Fellowship probably the most, just because it's the simplest story.
Yeah,
it's the most fast paced, and as I say, the action scenes continue to amp up into something better.
Yeah,
the last two really rely on one big action set.
Yeah,
right. That is kind of so, and then for Return, it's nice to have all the epilogues to know what's going on, but it got to that point where you're just I've been in it for 4 hours already, and I'm okay, I get it.
Specifically the one where they actually are leaving, that one is the most drawn out to me.
Yes. Because
they take forever. They're just sitting there staring at each other are you
There's
really
lots
leaving?
Of longing looks. Are you really no leaving? Dialogue.
Yeah. I can't, just...
Look into my eyes.
We're smiling and we're
you should know.
We just know what's going on.
You should know, Sam. I'm leaving.
But
you didn't tell me, Frodo.
It's just oh my God.
No, I'm leaving.
Will
and it's all done without any dialogue.
Yeah, it just goes on forever because it's we already said goodbye to the elves. Okay, that's cool. We already knew they were going. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so Gandalf wants to leave. Okay, fine. And then, oh, surprise! Frodo's leaving too. And it just goes on and on. And that one really just is really drawn out.
You know why they're taking him, though, right?
Why?
Is because, they're taking Bilbo and they're taking Frodo because they don't trust him.
Well, there's that too.
They're probably
been tainted by the darkness.
Yeah,
right?
so we
need anything that was connected to Sauron to go away.
So literally, they get on those boats and they just shank them and throw them overboard.
Oh my god, that's horrible. They got really twisted real quick here.
Yeah, but what do you think about it? They're
about to die.
Anyway. We're gonna go take care of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they're the last bit of protection.
Because even Gandalf isn't nearly his jovial self because he's died and come back and then seen more shit, right?
Yeah.
So he's not like the happy weed smoking gray wizard anymore. He's this serious downtrodden warrior wizard.
Yeah.
And he's just
yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yep, they all had their dues.
Yeah.
But, it's a pretty epic story, and it was pretty fun to watch it back to back to back. And
you know what? They did such a good job with the design, the characters, the shots were really awesome. The CG did actually really stand up, honestly. It wasn't oh, wow, I'm totally watching an old movie.
Yeah.
I was impressed with that. And as much as there was a lot of characters, I think I have it had been so long since I'd watched it that I have a much better grasp again on the characters. Yeah. And I can actually really, granted, I've also never so in-depthly talked about it and recounted it, step for step. So that has helped. I'm imprinting it on my brain now. Go. And finally learn the difference between Sauron and Saruman. Confidently can know which one is which.
It's that vampire dude.
Merry and Pippin, a whole nother story now.
Apparently. Man, I feel bad about that. I was yeah, they're the same hobbit. Yeah, one's just taller.
One's more curious. Yeah. They're kind of one and the same. Right? Yeah. So, but yeah.
So, well, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's been a fantastic journey. And speaking of Michael Caine, next week we'll be back with the Batman Begins movie, a rewatch of that, and the Nolan trilogy.
Yeah.
So I hope to have you join us for that, because that'll be exciting.
Yeah, kiddo, we never got to share that with him yet, so that's something.
He's been asking for that, so we're gonna Nolan it up, which is exciting.
It is.
So stay rad, dudes.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Want more rad content? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review.
And remember, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!